She sat across from me in the little cafe we always went to, twisting a strand of her hair the way she usually did whenever nerves crept in. The second she walked in, I sensed something wasn't right. Her smile stopped short of her eyes, and she avoided my gaze as if holding something back. We had been together nearly 3 years. Things hadn't been flawless between us, but I never thought I'd hear what came out of her mouth next, without any warning at all. She finally met my eyes and said plainly, "I went on a date last night with another man." For a heartbeat, the world seemed to freeze. I blinked, wondering if I'd misunderstood. But she pressed on, sharing his name, how they'd met at her job, how they laughed through dinner. None of it was accidental. She wanted me to hear every word. I stared, trying to piece it together. Her face showed no hint of regret. If anything, it felt like she was testing me, pushing boundaries, maybe waiting for me to crack. Perhaps she expected shouting, maybe tears. Instead, I lifted my cup, took a slow sip, and nodded. "Thanks for being honest," I said evenly. "I hope he treats you better than I did." That wasn't the script she had imagined. She froze, lips parted, clearly startled. "That's all?" she asked, disbelief edging her voice. "You're not going to yell? Or ask why?" I leaned back in my chair, shaking my head. The ache inside me was sharp, but I wasn't going to hand her the satisfaction of watching me fall apart. I told her I don't beg to stay where I'm no longer wanted. If she needed someone else, then what we had was already finished. I was just the last to find out. That struck her. The self-assurance she'd walked in with began to unravel, and for the first time that day, she looked uncertain. She stumbled over excuses, saying she hadn't meant for it to go that far, that she was confused, just trying to sort herself out. But her words rang hollow. What she called honesty wasn't bravery, it was cruelty. And my calm reply denied her the dramatic confrontation she seemed to expect. I stood, drained the last of my coffee, and said, "I wish you well. You made your choice. I'm simply respecting it." Regret flickered in her eyes, but I didn't stay to watch it grow. I left her sitting there, and for once, she was the one watching someone walk away without hesitation. That evening, I stopped by her place and gathered my belongings. There wasn't much to take. I'd never allowed myself to settle in too deeply. The photos, the notes, the little gifts, I left them all behind. Let her sit with the silence and remember me in the empty spaces I'd vacated. Days blurred into weeks. Eventually she reached out, first through short texts, then with long emails. She claimed she had made a mistake, that the night with him meant nothing, that she missed us. I never answered. Not because of rage, but because for the first time in a long while, I felt peace. I threw myself back into old hobbies, caught up with friends I had neglected during our relationship, and slowly rediscovered myself. Life moved forward, and I moved with it. Her absence didn't leave a hole, it gave me breathing room, a quiet I hadn't realized I was craving. Through mutual friends, I later learned she wasn't doing well. The man she had chosen over me disappeared after only a few weeks. She had gambled on something new and lost what she already had. Some lessons can only be learned the hard way. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't explode or plead. Strength sometimes lies in composure, and my silence carried more weight than any outburst could. My self-respect mattered more than clinging to someone willing to betray me. She thought confessing that date would shatter me. But my calmness shifted everything. In the end, she lost a man who had truly cared.